Hi, this is Rob from the Red Rock Golf Center and the Red Rock Golf Instruction. What we want to talk about today is narrow or wide stance, which is best for you. So let's talk a little bit about it. When you have a wide stance, you're going to take your feet and you're going to go much wider than your shoulders width. The other thing that you do is you push your knees out a little bit as well. What that's going to allow you to do is it's going to allow you to turn your body, and it's going to restrict the lower body. You're going to feel like a little bit more of a stretching. So when you get up to the top of your swing, you're going to be more like this, where this hip really hasn't moved a whole lot, even if the knee might go out just a touch. So go to here, and then once we get up to the top, then because this turns about 90, this turns about 45 degrees, they're stretched out and then they spring back, and that's the explosion is what's going to give people like Rory McIlroy and some of the younger players the power and the distance to hit the ball further. All right? And when we're younger, our muscles are a lot more elastic, and they can stretch more and they can spring back faster. As we get older, that can't happen. As we do that, we shift the weight to our back foot. Now the key here is you've got to be able to get the weight from this foot back to this one in order to get back to the golf ball. If you don't have the right strength, as we get older, that happens, but you need to be able to get the weight from the back foot to the front foot so that the lower body still leads. That's what a wider stance will do. The other thing that it also does is it allows you to take a bigger arc and create more width so that you automatically have more distance from your hands, and that club will be moving faster anyways. But still, you've got to get the weight from here back through to the golf ball. Now, as we get older, that gets very, very tough on the body. As you try to do that, you're pushing your knees out and you're stretching. It really torques the knees on both sides, the glutes, the back, and everything else. So it's a little bit more difficult. For a narrow stance, keep your feet right inside your shoulders width. From that point, now you're not worried so much about transferring the weight. You're still going to do it. You're still going to rotate, but now because they're closer together, you can get your weight back from this foot to here. And then, as you start your downswing, you can pull with your lower body and then let the hands come down after that. That's the most important part about having a narrow stance, because now you're using rotational velocity just simply around your hips. Your hips turn and rotate, and the faster they move gives you that speed without stretching. Again, as we get older, sometimes it's a little bit more difficult to stretch and have those muscles pop back. So if you're having trouble, put your feet a little closer together. Now, one last thing about both of these, it's balance. Balance is really important. Doesn't matter what age you are, sometimes a wider stance will give you a little bit more of a platform in order to swing the club and also get back to the golf ball, try to get that club straight where we want it to. The only problem is as you get older, if we lose flexibility or you're younger and you don't have the flexibility, okay, the wider stance is good. It's just that your swing gets a little shorter, so you may not hit the ball as far. If you put your feet a little bit closer together, you can still rotate and maybe get the club back a little further, just as long as you don't start to get your weight on your front foot. Then you're in trouble. As long as you take the club back and you rotate to your back foot, then as you come down, then you can hit the golf ball with the way you want to, using your lower body to move first. So wide stance or narrow stance, they both will work for you. It just all depends on your body, how much rotation you have and how much ability you have to rotate, how strong and flexible your muscles are. And the other thing too is this left shoulder, the more you can get your shoulder higher, you know, like that. Some people have more mobile joint, shoulder joint mobility in this arm. You can only get that club right to there. That's as far as you need to go. You start turning more than that and you're going to get your weight on your front foot. So just be careful. Shorter swings a lot of times are better for most of us. As you get more proficient, you can start to go back longer and you can control that club. But as you go to set up with the narrow stance, just toe that foot out, keep your feet nice and narrow. If you're doing an iron, all you're going to do is going to be like that. Okay? Wider stance is going to be more like that. So either way will work for you. It's a matter of figuring out what gives you the best balance, control, and stability, as well as length. So I hope those tips can help you. I hope it understands a little bit more about the narrow stance and the wide stance. It's not always just shoulders width apart. So, hope that helps you. This is Rob Krieger from the Red Rock Golf Center and Red Rock Golf Instruction here at Southgate Golf Course here in St. George, Utah. And as always, fairways and greens.